radiator day. Going to fit the new radiator into the XC. This is a 3-core aluminium radiator with twin thermo fans. Okay, time to unbox this radiator and then we'll start on the XC. But let's have a look inside before we take anything off the XC. We want to make sure we've got everything that we need. Let's have a good look at this. Definitely well packed, which is good. We don't want any damage. Okay. Alright. Those sharp staples away from my hands. Put the foam out there. Okay, so there we go. One 3-core aluminium radiator with aluminium shroud, twin thermo fans. Alright, check what else we've got in this box. So we have another packet here, which might be the kit for wiring up the fans, which it is, looks like it is. So we've got a wiring kit with a relay, connectors, and that'll be a temperature sender unit. So all came together. Not a bad package. I think about $300 delivered, which is pretty good value. And from the reviews I read, the quality is good. So we've got everything we need there. So we'll better go make a start on the XC. Okay, we're at the XC and we're just going to have a look now and consider the job we need to do to get this radiator changed. So it never used to have overheating problems, but the heat is fluctuating and it is getting hot with the aircon going on a mildly warm day. So on a hot day there would be problems. So we've changed the thermostat to a proper Cleveland thermostat and we're still getting it. That'll be right. I'm going to do this and it starts raining. That's right, I'll move this better under cover in a minute. But we can see we've got the factory setup, shroud, factory fan. It is a bigger radiator, but it's a 2-core. And there just doesn't seem to be enough cooling capacity, so we're going to change that to a 3-core. So it looks like I'm going to need to remove that rubber on the top, then undo the hoses, drain the coolant. After that, I'm going to undo these brackets that hold the radiator in place and lift the radiator out. Following that, I'm going to take the fan off and remove the long bolts and fit the pulley with short bolts. And then I'm going to fit the new radiator in place. I'm going to have to wire it up. I'm assuming that the temperature sender might go for the fan, might go right there where that bolt is there. But we'll double check that. Get it wired up, get the relay in, get the hoses on, fill it with coolant, and while I'm there I'll get rid of that old dirty coolant bottle and put a new coolant bottle in. So that's today's job. Okay, the very first job is to remove this rubber, which was actually designed as an after part to help with the cooling and the flow of air. So we've got to get that off. Should be quite not too bad. It's just virtually clicked on, although we don't want to scrape the paint or anything. Oh yep, there you go. Once it starts coming off, it's not too bad. Job done. Rubber removed. Next job will be to undo the hoses and drain the coolant. So I'll get onto that. So we've got the top hose undone and the bottom hose undone. We drained the coolant into a container. We will discard that coolant though, because we don't want to use old coolant, and we'll use fresh coolant. And now we'll undo the shroud next, and then we'll undo the brackets on the radiator. So for the shroud, we just took out the two bolts at the top, and then at the bottom it just clips into some clips on the radiator. There they are there. That clip down there. And so all you do is pull up, take the bolts out, pull it up off the clips, and then I can push it back over the fan, and now I'm free to take out the brackets and lift the radiator out, and then I can pull the shroud out forward. So after taking out the 4 bolts at the front, it's just a case of lifting the brackets out. I'll just lift out, that's one there, and that's the other there. And now we'll be, after I take this hose out of the overflow, I'll be able to lift this radiator, lift it straight up and out, easy. Okay, so the radiator lifted out really easily. My next step now is to take this fan off and take out these long bolts, and then put and take out the spacer there, and then put short bolts in the pulley. Okay, I went to undo these bolts. They're pretty tight. The problem I've got is the fan is turning, and so they're not going to come undone. So I can't. There's not enough room to get a impact wrench in there to get it undone. So I'm going to have to either put some multi-grips on that spacer, or hold another spanner on the other bolt and try and get 3 undone and do it that way. But I think I'll just put the multi-grips on the spacer there. So there might be another or better way, but it worked for me, and luckily I have this huge pair of multi-grips that really can go out quite wide, and the bolts came off easily after that. I could hold that in position. Next I'll just take this fan off, get the spacer off, and then get some short bolts into that pulley. Okay, luckily the spare bolts bin yielded 4 bolts, perfect fit, and then I've cleaned it, primed it, and give it a little touch up on the face. Next job now is to drop in the radiator. So when I was putting it in, for a minute I thought it wasn't going to fit properly, and then I realised I had the top brackets around the wrong way, but a perfect fit. So Chinese did a good job. Fits very nicely and is sitting in place. Okay, we're now up to temperature, and the thermo fans did kick in just a little while ago, so that's all working. Thermo fans are working great. So the new radiator's in. Thermo fans are working as they should, all wired up. One wire to ignition, one wire to the temperature switch. We have one wire to power, negative of course, and there's the relay mounted down there. The plugs on the Chinese fans weren't too good though, so I'll have to get some new plugs put on. But it's all running, and it'll be out for ice cream tomorrow to test drive. New radiator in the XC Falcon.